Now in this video, we're going to show you how to find the sample mean, sample standard deviation, and sample variance if you're given a frequency table on an fx-991ES plus second edition by Casio. So a frequency table always has frequency on it, but generally you have a spread of numbers like from 3 to 9. You have 9 numbers from 3 to 9. You have 8 numbers from 10 to 16. And 11 numbers from 17 to 23. Now, you don't know how many of each. So in other words, they could all be 3-year-olds. They could all be 9-year-olds. You could have none of each. You could have a 4, 7, 9, 4, 7, and 7, 8. I mean, whatever you have, it doesn't tell you what number these are. The same thing between 10 to 16 and 17 to 23. It tells you how many are in the group, but it doesn't tell you what these specifically are. So in statistics, we have to make a representative value representing this whole spread. And what that is X. We call it X. So to figure that out, we go parentheses, do this, parentheses, 3 plus 9, close parentheses, divided by 2, 6. So 3 plus 9 is 12, half of 12 is 6. 10 plus 16 is 26, half of which is 13. So you would do this on a calculator. You could do it on a calculator. You would do 10, in parentheses, 10 plus 16, close parentheses, divided by 2, equals, and you would put 13 here. Finally, what you could do is in parentheses, go 17 plus 23, close parentheses, divided by 2, gives you 20. So the 6, 13, and 20 now will be representative values. 6 will represent any of the numbers from 3 to 9. 13 will represent any of the values from 10 to 16. And 20 will represent any of the values from 17 to 26. So from the perspective of a calculator, you have 9 6s, 8 13s, and 11 20s. So all the statistics it does will always be based on that at this point. So we're going to go ahead and close. We're going to go ahead and put it in the right mode. So hit mode 3 because 3 is statistics, and 1 is one variable statistic. But note, I only have one column, and I need 2. So if you only have one column, then what we have to do is this. We're going to clear it. You see the setup? You have to shift to do setup. And it gives me all this information. You go scroll down, and on the second part of it, 4 is statistics. Now, frequency, do I want it on or off? Well, no, I have a frequency table, so I want it on. So press 1. Now I should be fine again. If I hit mode, number 3, and number 1, it gives me both a column and a frequency. So it gives me everything I want. So I'm a happy boy. Can you see it clearly? Let me go ahead and just straighten this up, just make sure it looks a little clearer for you. Hopefully that's better for you. Sorry, thank you for that. So now I just hit 6, 13, and 20. 6 equal, 13 equal, 20 equal. And now by using my arrow key, I can go up to number 1, next to 6 is 9, equals 8 equals 11 equals. So now if I use my up arrow button, I can see that 6 has 9 values, 13 has 8 values, and 20 has 11 values. Now I need to figure out what the sample mean, et cetera, are. And that's what I'll do. You'll start off by all clearing, and now statistics is above the number 1. Shift 1. It gives me a bunch of different questions. One of them is going to be my variable. Number 4 is variable. Number 4. And so number 1, how many values do I have? 28. How did I come up with 28? Here's the deal. I have 9 of these, 8 of these, 11 of these. N is your sum of your frequencies, which in this case 11 plus 9 is 20 plus 8 is 28. So n is the sum of all your frequencies. Let's clear that. Shift 1 again, number 4. And now number 2 is going to be the x bar, which is the sample mean, equals 13.5. The sample mean is 13.5. What about the sample standard deviation? I'll clear this. Shift 1 and number 4 is variables. And S of x is your sample standard deviation. Now sigma, this guy, means your population standard deviation. You're probably not going to use that very much. Unless you're dealing with all of the population, you're not going to be using that. You'll be using 4 most often. So I'll hit 4, that's all needed. S of x is 6.003, et cetera, et cetera. So what is the variance? Well, the variance is a sample standard deviation squared. So I hit the squared button, equals, and 36.037, that will be the population variance. Now, it's also possible to find other values that you may or may not want. So if that's all you need, then you can go ahead and turn off this video. I'm just going to go explore a little more. Shift 1, everything's going to start there. We looked at everything in here, but let's look at number 3. Just sum of x squared or sum of x? Let's do sum of x first. I hit number 2 for sum of x, 378. What that is, it's 6 times 9 plus 13 times 8 plus 20 times 11 equals 378. Another one they'll give you, shift 1 and number 3, is sum of x squared, number 1. At number 1. And if I do this, what is that? Well, that has to do with 6 squared, 13 squared, and 20 squared. So 6 squared is 36. 36 times 9 plus 169, which is 13 squared, times 8, plus 400 times 11, equals 6,076. And it gives you other information. You may want to just shift 1 and just explore around here. This is a minimum maximum value, different distributions, et cetera, et cetera. So just go through that. I hope that this is helpful to you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.